digging. I wore old Sniffy out yesterday. Found about 12 bucks worth of clad. So I'll go fishing. Y'all go with me. We'll see what we can do if it don't get rained out. A lot of moisture in there. I'm back. I put one in there, and I've got another one right here. Hadn't been in so long, I'm having to measure them. You don't go often. You can't just look at them sometimes. And the one I missed a minute ago, though, that wouldn't have been no trouble to have told. He looked to be about, golly, I mean, 14 or 15 inches long. He was a monster. Got him right over here around his. You can't see nothing down under the water, but there's some stakes under the water. There's one little stop sticking up, kind of marking them. But anyway, let's get off here and see if we can catch a few more. Trying to rain on me, but fish are wet anyway, they don't care. Later. Well, I got us another one. That's number 3. That's a pretty good fish. He's about 11 inches probably. They seem to be schooled up, if you can find them. Right there's where it's happening right now. I don't know how long it'll last or how many to be in there. Most of the time there ain't just a great deal in there. You can go to find treetop if you want to find a bunch of them. I'm about to fish all over myself. I enjoy fishing. I enjoy arrowhead hunting too, but just ain't practical today. It's just wet. There's some pretty birds right over there. These fish jumping everywhere in here today. They're hungry, so I'm gonna give them something to eat later. I got me a good old big one and a big old good one. Gonna be good in the frying pan. Good day to be out. I mean, it's a little rainy. We got on our suit though. We're in good shape. We're supposed to get up about 70 degrees, I think, today. Real mild weather for January. But let's keep on after them. I think it's number 5. I'm fixing to mess around and have a good mess of fish to eat. Appreciate you watching. Later. Big old slab. I'm having a big time. There's other things I like to do besides point hunting. I mean, that's what I like. You know, if I was honest with myself, that's what I like to do the best. But I've had a lot of fun on the lake. Never forget, me and my dad used to go a lot. I was fortunate growing up. He and I worked together 15 years side by side, and what time we wasn't working, well, we'd go fishing on our days off, and it didn't have to be on a day off. Even if we had work, Daddy knew how to get caught up real quick. Just go fishing. And I built a house in '88, and I told him, I said, I can't afford to, go fishing every day. I got to pay for a house. And he said, well, let's go fishing tomorrow, and come the end of the month, if you don't have enough to make your house payment, he said, I'll make it for you. So, what do? well, you go fishing. And we went a bunch of times. I appreciate y'all watching that video the other night. I know it's not, you know, it's off the beaten path from what you subbed for, but I know, you know, the laughter's contagious, and I got a kick out of it. I thought you might. But I'll never forget, Daddy and I were out fishing one day, and as far as belly laughing goes, I don't know when I've laughed so hard. But he was sitting on the back of the boat, and I mean, it was just so quiet and peaceful where we was at. Nothing going on much. We wasn't catching much. And he smoked, you know, pretty heavily. He just lit him a cigarette. Took him a big cough, and when he coughed, I happened to look around, and that cigarette, I ain't kidding you, it looked like it was in slow motion. It went over and over and over, up in the air, and then finally, psst, down in the water. Well, the first thing he done was cut his eyes around at me to see if I seen it, and you should have seen the look on his face. I mean, and it was on from there. We laughed about that the rest of the day, and it's been probably 20 years since that happened, and every time I think about it, I get a grin on my face. But so I've had some good memories with old Dad. If you've got one, you know, visit him every now and then. Call him a little bit every now and then. He'd enjoy that. But listen, I'm no philosopher, but I sure do miss mine. He's been gone since 07, and I think about him every day, and most especially when I get out on the lake. You know, that's what he lived for. But I appreciate you watching. We'll get a video up after a while for you to look at, you that like to watch fishing videos. Another nice slab. I just run into some guys sitting down here in the middle of the lake. Little old camouflage john boat. All three of them decked out in camo. No rod and reels are visible. So what y'all doing? Fishing? No, we're just exploring, he said. Scouting for turkeys, he said. I said, you point hunting, are you? Well, can't keep a secret around here, he said. But anyway, he went on about his business. None of my business what he was doing, but I thought there ain't no point in lying. Later. Well, made it back home. Had a good day. Ended up with 11. It's a pretty good size ones. Most of them's around 11, 12 inches. Well, it's time for the massacre. Appreciate y'all watching. Maybe we can find some arrowheads one of these days.